I gotta keep it real with y'all, because y'all know y'all been following my story for a very long time. And so the last couple of weeks, I have been dealing with, I've been dealing with an area in my life that I was never dealing with before. But this time is different, and it's literally confusing, and at the same time it's like, is this a test? Like, what is this? You know what I mean? So I don't even know where to start, because I'm so tired right now. I'm so tired right now. So as you know, come July, I will have been, what am I talking about? I've been divorced. In July will be 9 years. But I have been 9, 10, 11, 12. It'll be like, I don't, it'll be long as heck. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. But y'all, I'm gonna tell you, temptation has been kicking my behind. It has. It like really has, to the point where I'm like literally praying and asking God to close doors, windows, batten down the hatches, running like the gingerbread girl. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, I started to feel like, is somebody doing voodoo on me, like trying to, come up against me or something? Like, what is really going on? So I think I shared a couple of weeks ago, I had went out and I shared that this person kissed me on my forehead. And I don't know what the freak happened. Ever since then, it's just been like a turn of events. But it hasn't been like anything major. It's just that I just don't even know where it's, I don't know. It's just so frustrating. It's frustrating, number one, that I should never ever be in a situation where I'm literally fighting temptation the way I have been for the last week or so. You know me, I've been cute, I've been cool as a cucumber. Like, I'm not tripping, woo 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 woo. But I feel like where I messed up at was I let my guard down in a way when we were out, and I was at a gala event or whatever like that, and I was I had a drink or two or whatever, and so I was explaining to my situation, like, my husband is still alive and woo woo woo, but some men don't want to hear that. They're like, well, you're technically divorced. And to still have an approach, not an aggressive approach, but even the smallest approach. And hold on, you guys, hold on. I'm so tired. Come on, vehicle, don't do this to me. I don't know why they made everything just so narrow. Oh, God. The sensors on this car be like, don't you look. This is a $50,000 car. Don't you scuff me up. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. Oh, snap. I gotta go past and get cat food. I'm trying to tell you. A mama job ain't never done. And I'm so tired. I work late. Um, I work late, so thank you, ATM. I'm finished. I gotta make sure to get, because when I walk through I can see when as soon as I walk through the daggone door, them cats gonna be like, where's our food? I fed them this morning, but I do have to pick up some more cat food. And those boss cats, they won't let you sleep at all. So I gotta make sure to get them, make sure to get them some food. But anywho, so the last couple of days, it's just been like fighting temptation like crazy. Like, you know, like, I mean, I literally be like in the mirror, like, I will not yield. I am not committing adultery. I'm not going out on no dates. I'm not doing any of that. I don't care. Like, it was just so much stuff that was going through, that was going on. It was so much stuff that was going on. Plus, it was something too that my father had said to me before he passed away. Like, I think a year, maybe about 2 years before my father passed away, he told me that he had a dream that I got into a relationship with a person that was in law enforcement. And I was thinking to myself, like, what, I don't even date dad, you know what I mean? But he was like, I was in a relationship with somebody and they were very abusive. So it's just amazing, like these last couple of days, I'm thinking about my dad, thinking about the events. Then it's just like I have individual folks that are approaching me in a nice way, not a bad way, but, and at the same time I'm frustrated because I shouldn't be put in a situation to have to deal with that. You get what I'm saying? So, and in other words too, like all of a sudden those emotions of when I used to be in the dating scene, like those, like it just started to come back. And I know you like, Mona, what are you talking about? So remember I told you my husband, the one that I married, he used to kiss me on my forehead very gently, very sweet, and very kind. And when this person, and it was just it wasn't like it was thought through. When this person did that, I don't know what the freak, and I had to call my cousin and was like, what the freak is going on here? Like, to me it felt like something activated, like all of a sudden all of these emotions and everything just act like like all of a sudden I just had these urges. And I was like, oh, you know what, the devil is a liar. I was even telling myself, I was like, I gotta go on a fast. I'm going to church on Sunday, because I'm like, where did this all come from? And I think I've been so used to being on my own by myself for almost 9 years that I almost forgot the human touch, other than like my daughter. You know what I mean? I give my mom a hug or whatever like that, and my daughter, give her a hug and stuff like that. But I forgot the touch of a man. And so I'm not even going to hold you. Like, for the last couple of days, I have been like, really like, okay, praying, listening to my word. And I'm like, God, I really need you. And to the point that I was like in tears. I was really in tears, because I'm like, I don't want to disobey God. I don't want to. And it's not like I'm going out on dates. So don't think like, oh, you going out. No, nothing like that. But it's just like all of a sudden it's hard for me to explain it. But that's where, I understand why so many folks fall into temptation, because it is literally like, it's like as if your body don't even belong to yourself no more. It literally is. It is. And I know you're like, Mona, what are you talking about? It is literally like that. You know what I mean? Like when it's like something is driving you to that, to the point that I really started to think like, wait a minute. Is somebody trying to, do witchcraft or something like that? Because where did all of these emotions come from? And I feel like I'm a strong woman. I'm a strong woman. And one thing I don't want to disappoint is I don't want to disappoint God. And God knows my heart. And I'm just like, I think it's just so unfair, like to have to go through that portion of it. I've been absolutely, utterly fine. I've been doing my thing, going home, taking care of family, I've been doing that. But then it's just, I don't know where this came from. And it was crazy because about a week ago, about maybe 3 weeks ago, I remember talking to the Lord, and I was like, Father, it would be nice sometimes to have someone to talk to, or, whoop. And then here goes the following week, and then that led up to these type of events. And I gotta keep it real with y'all, because y'all been following my journey for a long time with remaining unmarried and less reconciled. And I know the scriptures that I'm bound to my husband as long as he liveth. But y'all, it was to the point where, and I'm just keeping it real with y'all, it was to the point where I was looking at a picture of me and my husband, and I was like, you need to like pick up a phone or something. Like, this is not cool. You know what I mean? Like, because another person is trying to approach me, and I'm not saying like aggressively, but in a very nice way. But I got aroused by that, and I never have before, to the point I'm like, wait a minute, what the frick is going on here? It's like, and then I'm literally like, okay, Lord, all right, Father. Because the enemy knows when you are at your vulnerable time, okay? And you could be flying in the air like Superwoman, Superman, and then the kryptonite comes and knock you right out the sky. And then you're wondering like, what the freak? And I've always been the type of woman, I never opened the door. I never opened the door to even entertain a relationship or a number or anything like that. And now it's really crazy to me. So that's where I've been dealing with. So now I'm just like, okay, Lord, I'm asking God to like really work on this situation. Oh, and another thing too, particular person, their background is in law enforcement. So I thought about what my father said like 2 years before he passed away. So a lot of the stuff, I'm just like putting my running shoes on. But some of the things that have been coming at me as a woman, it'd be like, you're like, oh, that was nice. Oh, that was sweet. And you remember the time that you were treated. You remember the time when you were treated with respect and very tender, very innocent. And I was just like, this is just like, okay, I'm like, okay, maybe it's just me, but no, it's not, because I was like, I've met a lot of folks out here, and it was just like, okay, whatever, but this one right here kind of took me for a loop. And it has all no signs on it, But at the same time, it's like, where is this coming from? I'm like, so that's where I've been dealing with. So I've been asking God to work on me. Like, really, I've been literally like, pray this person away. I'm like, Father, if you can please close the doors, the windows. And a lot of people, including my family, they want to see me with somebody. A lot of people, including my family, they want to see me with somebody. And I'm just like, nah, man, it's not right. It's not right. But I'm going to tell you what's not right, too, is my silly simp husband, the one I married, to just dip like this and for me to be dealing with this. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay. At the same time, I'm like, okay, I can do all things through Christ that gives me strength. But y'all, I'm not even going to lie. Like, I started to like really feel like I know why people fall. Because the drive is just, I don't know, maybe it's because I've been out of commission for daggone 13, I got married in 2012, right? 12, 13, almost 14 years. And I've been single for 9 years. But some of y'all can say, well, I've been going through it for 30 years. And I'm like, look, pray for me, because that was, I was literally flying with my cape on like, nobody's going to mess with me. I got it going on. God got, and he does. He's protecting me and everything. And I don't like to let people, y'all know more about my business than some of these folks out here that I see on a daily basis. But it's like, it's so wrong, man. It's so wrong. And I'm just like, okay, Lord, just help me get through this, and let this just be something that I can look back down the road and be like, whew, I dodged that one. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just that this person, still approaches me in a very kind manner way, in a very gentleman way, though. And it's not like he approaches me like in a harassing way. It's very gentle, in a very gentleman way. And I'm just like, it makes me blush. I'm not even gonna lie. And I freaking hate it. I hate it. I literally just be like, okay. I literally had to say, okay, Mona, breathe. You got this. So I started to whip out my scriptures. And I was like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to have to, go on a fast. I need to get back in church come Sunday. Like, yeah, because I'm like, this is a setup. But then all of a sudden, I started having these, like, my body started to react for, you know what I mean? And I'm like, what is going on here? What's going on? I'm like, the enemy is like, okay, we got this particular man that we believe that Mona will fall out of the sky for. And I'm like, this is not right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going down. This is not the Titanic. I'm not sinking. But I'm telling y'all, the temptation is freaking real. And the scriptures say, resist the devil and he shall flee. So I look back at stuff and I'm just like, okay, well, what did I do wrong? And I thank God that when I went out that day, I pretty much had someone with me, like a chaperone or whatever like that. But I'm trying to tell you, when men find out that you're to them in their eyes, oh, so you're divorced. Yeah, but my husband is still alive. I guess it didn't sound right. And so now it's just like, oh, in my book, you're divorced. So I've been dealing with that. And honestly, honestly, I don't know what to say. I just, I'm just asking God to just work on me. And y'all, let me tell you, yesterday was so weird. Yesterday was so freaking weird. When I literally was tossing and turning in my sleep yesterday. I'm talking about tossing and turning. And I heard my father's voice say, Ramona, like his voice and everything. And I woke up like, whoa, so it's been so much that I just been like frustrated about, and just really like, asking God, because it's hard to talk to folks that are not saved. It's hard to talk to folks that are like non-believe. When you're a non-believer, you like, shoot, ain't nothing wrong with that. And even one of my friends I was talking to, and she was like, well, maybe God understands because, you've been single for so long. And I'm just like, but that's no excuse. And, and then you have other folks that's just like, don't close the door on this. I'm like, man, the freaking door is closed with the deadbolts, the locks. I'm trying to tell you. I'm not going down. And I'm going to look back at it and be like, I made it through this one. And I know y'all like, Mona, what are you talking about? Like, I'm just like, I'm not going down. I'm not going down. I'm not going down. Forget that. I'm not going down. I'm not going down. I'm not going down. So it's been really a roller coaster for me, y'all. It's been bad. Like it's been like really bad. Like I said, I was totally fine. Everything was perfectly, absolutely fine. And you know what? In a way, too, the person that I was with that night, I would have been. I was so oblivious. I guess they say. Ignorance is bliss, because sometimes I don't know if a guy likes me because I'm not looking for that. I'm not even looking for the characteristics of that, because I'm so focused on gotta go here, gotta get there, that. So I don't look for any of those things. You see what I'm saying? So when my friend was like, oh, Mona, he likes you, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I didn't know. You know what I mean? So, and of course, I know scripture, y'all. So I know the rules. You know what I mean? I know the rules. And I'm like, God has brought me so far that I'm not going to mess it up now. But I have to be very honest. I could have kept it to myself and didn't say anything, but I have to be very honest. Like, this is why a lot of folks fall. But it's the body too. The body will be like, forget you. You know what I mean? And you like, hold up. What's going on? What's going on? I called my cousin and I was like, no, dog. Like, I had to tell her, that's what she said. She was like, you're human. Yes, but it's still like, I mean, like I said, when I called her, I explained it to her like the best way that I can describe. Imagine myself being like this statue with cobwebs on it or something like that. That's the best way I can use it. But don't use it and be like, well, statues mean this. But just imagine like a statue or something. And someone just kissed my forehead and all of a sudden it just activated. Like, it's different from me. So it's not like saying, you guys, I'm sorry, I'm going to fall into sin. No. But I am asking God, and I have prayed, and I'm like, God, I need you. I need you, because this right here, this is a hard one right here. Like, this is a hard one. Like, this is like, yeah. And it's hard. And the crazy part about it was, this person, when this person was talking to me, I was sitting down and he was like, "You are glowing." I know I was glowing like a freaking light bulb, but I really feel like this too. And this is just to be very transparent. I feel like I have a power that God has given me. And you got to be very careful, because if you give that power over, it's just going to dim your light. And you're going to be dealing with the repercussions. And I'm just like, I'm not going out like that. I'm not. So I've been dealing with that, y'all. Oh, snap. I still got to go get cat food. You know what? Let me see if I can go to this corner store over here. Maybe they got a little bit of cat food in there. So that's what I've been dealing with, and it's been very interesting. It's been very, very interesting, and and I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's just like this was like a real. I know some of y'all is just like no big deal, And I'm gonna tell you too. That's why don't even open the doors. Like, if I could go back and do things differently, I would have kept windows closed. Won't nobody know. But it's no harm, no done. But I have been feeling like, I can understand why God created male and female. He said it's not good for male to be alone. It's sometimes it gets really lonely for females, for women and men. It gets lonely. So I can understand why people do that. But man, I'm not about to do that, and I'm not about to deal with the consequences behind that. But I feel like somebody need to be punished for me being in a situation like this. Somebody needs to be punished. Somebody needs to be punished. But that's it, and that's all. So, at least I can look back and I'll have a testimony about how, I came out on top, like, I'm just asking God to give me strength and just to, get my act together. I have been on my workout mode, which I am on a mission to lose at least 30 pounds. At least, hopefully 25 to 30 pounds by the end of February. So I should definitely be dropping at least 15 pounds by the end of this month. So I've been working out every day. I'm tired today. Oh, yeah, and I only eat between 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. So, yeah. But, that's what I've been dealing with. So, yeah. But I remember what my dad said. My dad was like, I had a dream that you was messing with someone and this person was abusive. And I'm like, Dad, I don't even date. You know how I roll. When you get so used to being by yourself, you don't even want to, yeah, I don't call folks up on, I don't do stuff like that, like I feel like I don't want room for error, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's just like, dag, man, that was a close one. So that's pretty much And my cousin did say to me, she was like, we're human. We are, but I just feel like when I was in my 20s, I got my hind parts kicked so many times for doing stuff because I thought I was human. And I'm just like, I'm 41. I ain't got time to mess up right now. I need every single blessing I can get from God and need the favor of Him. I don't got time to mess up. Like, I don't. Like I don't want to do that. But it's just like all of a sudden, you start thinking like, oh, you start melting like freaking butter. Like, oh, that was so nice. That was so sweet. And you start to think like somebody loves me out here. And then it dawns into you, wait a minute, this is a sin. This is going to lead to some crazy stuff. Retreat, retreat. Mayday, mayday. This is a setup. Y'all should have seen me. Y'all should have seen me. I was in the daggone mirror screaming. Like, Mona, get your stuff together. Get it together. Like, hold on, y'all. You said you hate when lukewarm Christians literally think that them giving you a pass is okay. Exactly. And even the person too is just like, no, divorce is divorce. Once you get a divorce, that's it. I'm like, yeah, well, tell that to my father, cause he ain't going for them games, And but I was thinking this too. Wait, hold on, y'all, cause I was thinking as well, like, would it be? That's why I never had male friends. I never. I never had male friends. And the reason why I never had male friends is because, men are very territorial. Once they find you by yourself, wait a minute, you legally divorced on paper, you by yourself. Men are very territorial. I learned that from, when I was in my 20s. So if I'm not even entertaining friends, you know what I mean? But it was so bad, y'all. It was really bad. Like it was bad, y'all. I mean, to the point where, back in the day, hold on, y'all. Let me just grab this cat food because these cats gonna tear me up if I walk through the daggone door without their food. They gonna look at me like I know dag on well. You didn't waltz up in here without no out the flesh. Yes, you can. You can starve the mess out of it, honey. You can go on a fast. You can start rebuking some things. That's what you can do. Trust you guys. Like, it was frustrating me that I literally was tearing up. I literally cried to God, and I was like, okay, Lord, Father, you're gonna have to take the wheel on this one, because it's like, it's just, it was so much. It was so much. And I'm just like, I haven't been dating. I have not been dating. And I'm like, and then I had to ask myself, why all of a sudden am I feeling these urges? Like, why all of a sudden I don't look at rated R or X-rated movies or any of those things. I look at cartoons, Jesus cartoons, and I look at nice movies, but they're, pleasant to the eyes. Like, why all of a sudden? And I realized it's because the way my husband used to kiss me on my forehead like that. And I don't know what in the world. It was just like, it was, ever since then, it was like, zoom, 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 zoom. And I was like, hold on, what's going on? What's going on? I was like, ah, like my freaking body wouldn't even belong into the girl. I was like, okay. Fast, you need to go on a fast. You got to go on a fast. That, you got to go on a fast. And you got to put your running shoes on, close the door, and don't even just observe. Don't say a daggone thing. But I know that God understands, and I know that, and at the same time, I just got frustrated. I got really frustrated because I was just like, man, this a hard one. But I remember what my dad said though too. My father, I remember what he said before he passed away. So some of the signs, not it's a lot of signs that I'm looking at. It was like red flag, red flag, red flag. And I'm like, okay, this is just another hurdle. We go through life and temptation will come at you at every angle. It's just not going to stop when you in your 20s and your 30s. It may hit you when you in your 50s. You know what I'm saying? But you still have to be able to overcome it. And just like a video game, when you get to the next level is harder, right? You was thinking like, oh, I made it on level 1. Oh, I did level 2. And then as soon as you got to level 6, you like, what is this? What is it? So, yeah. And it's a distraction too. It's a huge distraction, a big distraction. I start thinking to myself, I this was never even on my mind. This, you know what I'm saying? Like this, this was never even in my world. But I have to keep it real with y'all. You know, it's hard, especially if you out here, especially if you're out here as a, I don't care, single woman, single man, or whatever like that, or put away wife, put away husband, and you out here and you've been by yourself for a minute. You do get lonely. That's just the natural thing because you're by your freaking self. You're lonely. You could be like, oh, you'll find other things to entertain you, but at the end of the day, you don't have somebody to speak to. Like, I speak to an 8-year-old and my mom, like, hey, how's everything going? But you don't have a significant other. Like that's been shut off, like intimacy, holding hands, snuggling, um, just telling your significant other to have a great day today. So that's what's been coming at me. Somebody telling me, stay warm, have a great day today. And I'm like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like it's that. It's that type of stuff. Like somebody, I don't know if y'all heard the last thing I just said, but when you've been single for so long, you're just exempt from what's supposed to be normal. But so like for instance, someone sending me a text saying, "Have a great day today." I'm like, what's that? That's different. You know what I mean? Or it's just like, okay, and it's very innocent, but at the same time, it's very emotions arise because of what you had before. And then it's not even, I don't know, like just the mere fact, it just frustrated me even more, just the mere fact that I'm even talking about something like this. And or to to close the doors. I don't, stop the person from coming around. No phone calls, but it just seemed like everywhere I go, that the person is there, and I'm like, okay, somebody, I'm thinking, I'm going back to the drawing board. Like somebody's trying to play tricks. Somebody's doing some witchcraft. I'm like, oh yeah, this is how we going. So of course I just started, praying, and I'm, talking to y'all about it, and just really like, I am not going down. I'm not. I'm not going down. But yeah. Yeah, I got this. I gotta bring out the swords. I gotta bring out the swords and start. Y'all should have seen. Y'all should have seen me in the mirror. I was in the mirror like, I am not going down. I will not commit adultery. Nobody's coming. Nobody. I like. Like seriously. Like seriously. And I don't even. It's messed up. I mean, it's a test. Oh, so I see everybody got their Christmas lights off. No, they okay. They still got their Christmas. I still got my Christmas lights. It's messed up, but that's pretty much what I've been dealing with. So I'm going back to gotta be prayed up, gotta read your scripture, and work out, and just try try to just try, because I'm in a situation where I'm in a vicinity, a place in an area where I see this person, and I'm just asking God to just remove him. And that's the first thing I did. I just prayed and was like, if you can please remove him, and we're just gonna go from there and just see how that goes. But it's I don't know. It's like I was perfectly fine at first. Perfectly fine. But anyway, I'm still fine now. But I wanted to share that because I've always been transparent with y'all with a lot of the stuff that I dealt with in my life. And I didn't want to be like, oh, I ain't saying this chapter of my life or what I'm going through. It's just a chapter of my life, where, you know, I got married when I was 29, divorced when I was 29, 30, 31, 32. 32. I'm 41 and this year I'll be 42. So, I've been doing very good with celibacy, doing very good with just, focusing on God and taking care of my family. I've been doing very good and, fighting off, any urges or whatever like that because it's like, but this one right here, oh, I was flying with a cape on, but I was flying and I got blown out of the sky and fell. It was like, retreat, run, run, run. And I'm like ducking and dodging and stuff, calling people on the phone. And they're like, well, they're laughing at me. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. Don't understand. But you don't understand, like, but I know I'm gonna get back to where I'm just gonna be like, all right, everything's cool. Everything's cool. Everything's cool. Anyway, I'm gonna thank y'all so much for listening to me. Cause thank you, for letting me talk because it's been very interesting. And it's not like as if I went on a date or went out, because that's definitely out of the question. No, definitely out of the question. No, you know what I mean? but it did have me thinking, and then all of these emotions, and then just the whole urges and all of that stuff came back, and I was just like, what is going on? And I'm like, am I tripping? And I think it's because, number one, I don't date. And so when you have that emotion come back, like I don't even know, y'all. I really felt like I was on a different vibration, like a freaking, like being pulled or something like that. Like, I can't describe it. I know it sounds like really crazy, but I really felt like I was like being tempted in such a way that I'm like, why? Like, why am I acting like this? Why? Like, what the frick is going on? So I wanted to share that. But no, I didn't fall into temptation. I didn't sleep with nobody. I ain't, you know what I mean? I ain't go, I ain't, no, none of that. But it is hard. And then I started to think about the man that I married, how easy it was for you to be with another woman, and how easy it was for you to sleep with another woman. And the whole time the wife that you married is over this thing, like literally trying to bring out swords and scriptures and angels. And I'm like, Lord, hold on. You going like this right here? This was a one. This was the this is my, I would say my, well, no, how many years? This is because I'm on a ninth level right now. So I'm gonna get over that. And whew, but I just wanted to share that. And thank y'all for listening. Pray for me, because I know I was like, I was going through it. I was like, Lord, I had to have a conversation with it. And I have to be real. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm not freaking perfect. I'm not out here like I'm some freaking nun. Like, I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? And then, because I do still wear my wedding band and my wedding ring sometimes, or I may wear rings and stuff. And people, when they see me and they meet me, they automatically assume that I'm someone's wife. I don't say anything because I don't give people anything to talk about. But I guess that particular night, that Cinderella night with those Cinderella slippers on, when I dashed out at midnight, that particular night, I guess I must have ran my mouth. And then, the guy, he was just, like, oh, so you are single. And then, so, but I said that as long as my husband is alive, I can't date. He was like, okay, I understand. However long you want to take for that. But okay. And I'm like, what? So but I know too that the enemy will try to run game and literally be plotting and just will sit there and wait for you to fall, because it only takes one time to invite a man into your life. And if he becomes, even if he's sending little text messages like, stay bundled today, hope you have a great day today, you know and this person, you used to be in the service too. So, some folks would be trained to sit there and till they watch the enemy or whatever, and then, like, go in. So, me, I'm thinking like, I'm already ahead of the game. I already see what's going on, you know? So, but it's really weird to me because I haven't had that approach in a long shoot, almost a freaking no, about a decade. No, it has been over a decade. But I'm asking God to, like, I'm just asking God to to work on me with that. But anyway, y'all have a blessed night tonight.